Many people buy flowers, fruits, vegetables, and even trees from stores such as Lowe's, Home Depot, or Walmart, along with smaller businesses. Many people don't realize how much hard work goes into those plants that are bought. I never realized it until I worked in the Balmoral greenhouse. After my time in the greenhouse, I realized that those plants don't just pop up, and it's not just easy to plant them. I realized that you have to go through several different steps, and all of them are crazy important. Today I'm going to demonstrate one of the few but very important steps that has to happen in order for that plant to be ready for purchase at the stores. First, you need to make sure you have all your supplies. A plant that needs to be transplanted. A good way to know that a plant needs to be transplanted is by the maturity of it. You can clearly tell the maturity of a plant by just the bloom. As you can see, this one doesn't have any blooms on it yet, so it's fine in this starter tray. This one has blooms, and so do these other two, so they all three need to be transplanted soon. The rest of your supplies include water, soil, and of course the pot that you're transplanting into. Next, you start the transplanting process. You fill the pot halfway full with soil. Kind of like that. Next, you start to pull the plant out of the starter tray. This is a very important part of the process. This needs to be done really slowly. If it's not done slowly, the root system will be damaged. The root system is a key part of the plant. The root system is where the plant gets its water, its nutrients, and most of the supplies that it needs to survive. So first, you need to very carefully and very slowly pull the plant out of the starter tray. An easy way to do this is by squeezing the starter tray and then slowly pulling the plant out. As you can see, the root system is still intact and is not badly damaged, so it will live hopefully in the pot well. Next, you fill the pot up the rest of the way with soil. You need to place the soil around the plant so that it's able to stand up straight. It does better if it stands up straight so that the whole plant can get sunlight and the whole plant can continue to grow up taller. You can do this by holding the plant in the middle and just placing the soil around it in a way that the plant is able to stand up straight. You also need to make sure that there's not any soil on the plant and that it is able to stand up in an easy way, kind of like this. The next step is just simple cleaning the pot off and spreading the soil out so that the pot looks good. Most people who want to sell these plants want it to have a good image and look good to the customer, so it's always important to spread the soil out and make it look good. The last step is watering. Watering is very important because all plants need water to survive. In the greenhouse, and now even at home, since I've learned in the greenhouse, I put fertilizer in my water. Fertilizer is a good way to get key nutrients. Plants need many nutrients, and if you don't put fertilizer in water, sometimes you have to use a different kind of fertilizer, maybe like a powder kind or something, so it's easy to just mix it in your water and apply it at the same time that you start planting your plant in its pot. You know that you have enough water if you can kind of see little puddles on the top of the water. That's a good way to know. Or as you can see, it's dripping out of the bottom. That's a good sign that it's got enough water and you can stop watering it. Also, a good way to know that it needs more water is just by touching the soil, and if it feels dry, you should probably apply more water. You almost need more of a mud texture than a dirt texture in there. Now that you have successfully transplanted the plant from the starter tray to the pot, it is important that you properly care for the plant. Proper care includes daily water, making sure that your plant has plenty of sunlight, allowing your plant to have enough root system. So you're probably going to have to transplant again, maybe into a bigger pot from the smaller pot. After a small amount of time, it will definitely outgrow all pots and it will be time to put it in the ground. Take the time to care for the plant well in this stage, and the plant will successfully produce later in the next stages. Thank you.